Welcome back to another day of geometry. Today is actually the last day of new learning and content. Our warm-up problem today is going to deal with what we did yesterday in class, which was talking about what we called the law of sines. And if you need a brief reminder on the law of sines, this is when we have triangles that are not 90-degree triangles, or they're not right triangles. And we have a relationship that deals with the sine of A over A equal to the sine of B over B. And if you recall from yesterday, we said that these big letters represent angle measurements and the little letters represent side lengths. And those are the side lengths that are across from their respective angles. And so we're going to use that to help us in this warm-up problem that says, use the tools that you have for triangles to solve for x, y, or theta. And so in order to begin this problem, I would again recommend writing this down on your paper or iPad or whatever. But notice that it's not a right triangle, so we can't use sine, cosine, or tangent, or the Pythagorean theorem. The first thing that I think would be easiest to solve for would be this angle right here, which would be angle y. That's going to be 180 degrees, subtracting 42, subtracting 31 from that. And so as you type that into your calculator, you will probably get that y is going to be equal to 107 degrees. So that's the measurement for y. So now what I want to try and do is I want to try and determine this measurement x. And so in order to do that, what I need is I need the angle across from x. I'm going to call this angle A. That would make this little a. Okay, now when I set up the law of sines, I can choose either of the other two angles. I'm going to use this 31 degrees and call this angle B. And I'm going to include the side length across from it and call that side length B. So as I go to set up my law of sines problem, I'm going to say the sine of angle A, which is 107 degrees, divided by side length A, I don't know what that is, x, is equal to the sine of 31 degrees divided by the side length across from that, which would be 7. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cross multiply, and I get 7 times the sine of 107 degrees equals x times the sine of 31 degrees. So again, I multiplied across here. So now in order to get x all by itself, what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide by the sine of 31 degrees on both sides, as such. And then when we solve for x, we're going to get that x is equal to 7 times the sine of 107, all divided by the sine of 31 degrees. And that's something that you type into your calculator. So your first line that you should type in your calculator should be 7 times the sine of 107 degrees. And remember, you want your calculator to be in degree mode. 7 times the sine of 107, and then you just divide it by the sine of 31 degrees. You can type that in another line. I think that would be easiest. And in doing so, I ended up getting 12.997, where that x would be roughly 13.00 if you rounded it to the nearest hundredth. So that was number 1, dealing with law of sines. Why don't you pause the video here for a moment and try number 4 and see how you did. Alright, let's take a look at how you did, setting up very similar to the previous problem. I found y first by the triangle sum theorem, subtracting those two missing angles from 180. Then I set up a proportion using sine of a over a equals sine of b over b, as I did in the previous problem in the missing variable x. So I went through and I solved that, and I ended up getting x equals 8.41. And so today what we're going to do is we're going to build upon the law of sines, and we're actually going to develop something called the law of cosines. Alright, as I mentioned previously, today what we're going to do is we're going to call something else called the law of cosine. It says so far you have 3 tools that help you solve for missing sides or lengths in a triangle. One of those, the law of sines, helps when it's not a right triangle. Today what we're going to do is we're going to develop a tool that helps you solve whenever you have this relationship of 2 sides and the angle in between it, or side angle side, or if you have 3 sides and no angles, how you find a missing angle measurement within that. And today's lesson is called the law of cosines, and what I'm about to write down again is something that you should be putting in your Notebook, the law of cosines is as follows. C squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of c. Now there's a couple things that I just want to make sure that you understand. This, these are all side lengths in the law of cosines. These are little letters, and it does make a difference how you write them. Where this angle at the very end, this represents an angle C. And so the law of cosines, again, is using the picture that has a triangle like this, where we have side length A, B, C, and A, B, and C respectively all across from that. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the next problem, and we're going to learn how to apply that. So in problem number 97, it says you now have several tools to solve for missing side lengths and angle measures. Decide which tool to use for each of the triangles below and solve for x. Well, in this first problem, letter A, we don't have a right angle, so I know I'm going to be using the law of sines or the law of cosines in order to help me solve that. We should be easily able to find this missing angle right here. If you added those two together and subtracted from 180, you should get 180 minus 55 degrees, which is going to be 125. And so now what we have is three angles and a side. If we're trying to determine this, I'll call this angle A. That would make this little a. I'm going to call this angle B. And then this would be little b, so I can use the law of sines, just like what we did in the warm-up problem. And so if I were to set this up, I would say that the sine of 20 degrees over x is equal to the sine of 35 degrees over 8.3. And I'm not going to go through and solve it. I'll let you do that if you want to. We just did it twice in the warm-up problem. But I want to show you that you could use the law of sines to help you find that missing angle or that missing side length x. Okay, now in letter B, you want to find that angle x. Now bear in mind, this is a right triangle. We have a right angle, so this goes back to our sine, cosine, and tangent. If this is angle x, then the side length across from it is the opposite leg, and the side length next to it is the adjacent. So does sine, cosine, or tangent use the opposite and the adjacent leg? That would be tangent. Remember that the tangent of any angle is equal to the opposite leg divided by the adjacent leg. And so in this case, my angle is x. So the tangent of x is going to be equal to 5 over 9. And remember, in order to get x all alone now, to undo the tangent, we do the inverse tangent of both sides. So x is going to be equal to the inverse tangent of 5 over 9. And that's something that we need to type in our calculator. And so to type that in, you press second tangent, and that gives you the tangent with the little -1. And then you do tangent inverse of 5 over 9, and that gives you 29.05. So that angle is 29.05 degrees. And lastly now, in this problem, what we're trying to do is determine this side length x. And so this would be that case that we talked about earlier where we have a side angle side relationship. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this side length, don't worry about these, so I'm going to use the law of cosines. I'm going to call this side length C, making this angle C. And it doesn't really matter what you call the other ones. I'll call this A and call this B. And so using the law of cosines up above, there it is, C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine C, essentially the side length that you're solving for. You want that to be by itself over here, and you set up the rest of the problem accordingly. So in doing so, I'm going to say x squared equals 11 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 11 times 8 times the cosine of 16 degrees. So now there's just a bunch of algebra that has to take place. So x squared is going to equal 121 plus 64. I squared both of those. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply these three numbers together. So that's going to be minus 2 times 11 times 8 And so I'm just going to type that into my calculator right now and see what I end up getting. That's 176 times the cosine of 16 degrees. Now, a common mistake is that people want to subtract all of these numbers together, but we can't. This is one entire quantity by itself. We can add these two numbers together, and in doing so, I'm going to get x squared is equal to 185, but we are going to subtract that from 176 times the cosine of 16 degrees. So at this point, we can't subtract the 185 and the 176. What we need to do now is 176 times the cosine of 16 degrees. So on your calculator, you're going to have to type in 176 times the cosine of 16 degrees. And when I do that, I end up getting 169.18. So x squared is equal to 185 minus 169.18. And so now I can subtract those two quantities. I can do 185 minus that answer that I just got. And that's going to give me 15.82. So x squared is going to equal 15.82. Now you're not quite done yet because I don't want x squared, I just want x. So my final step is to take the square root of both sides. And taking the square root of both sides should be a little bit less than 4. And indeed it is. When I type that into my calculator, I end up getting 3.97. So that is the missing side length x. And that was determined by using the law of cosines, which again I used for this side angle side relationship in my non-right triangle. And that's just our final tool in our triangle toolkit to help us find missing angles or side lengths. If you go to this page on that document, you can see the law of cosines one more time. It says when you're given the lengths of any two sides and the angle in between, you can find the third side length using the formula like what we just did right here. And so this is not something that you're going to be tested on in this chapter, but you will as we move forward. If you do have questions, by all means feel free to stop by and say hello. I'm on Zoom from 11 to 12. Stay safe and stay healthy out there, and we'll talk soon.